Hello, welcome back to video 2. In this video, we will pattern the little mini album and add the decorations to the front. I'm going to be giving you the cutting list, so you will need to pause the video in those sections to copy down what you need to cut if you're going to cut it just like mine. So let's get started. I'm going to use the animal prints from the Nostalgia paper collection by Authentique to pattern my little mini album, and I suggest that you select the papers that you like and go ahead and cut those. And I do recommend that you use your ruler and measure your sections as you're cutting. I use the Primacolor Philosophy sepia colored ink to ink the edges of my papers. You can purchase that from countrycraftcreations.com. And I'm just double checking some of my sections. You may have to trim some up just a little bit to make sure they fit right. And I'm also going to be using the Art Glitter Designer Glue to attach my papers onto my little mini album. And you can order this from countrycraftcreations.com also. Again, even though I give you the cutting list of what I cut, you should always take your ruler and measure your sections to make sure that what you cut will fit your sections. So also remember to use your corner rounder to round the corners when you cut your papers. Be sure to remove the tape backing off of the score tape that you put over your magnets, and then go ahead and glue the pattern papers down over the magnets to secure them in place. After you have patterned the main section of the right hand flip up section, you'll want to put glue on the back side of the little flap to seal that up to make it into a pocket. And here I am just adding 2 pieces of different patterned papers to get the pieced look here on this little pocket. I did use 2 of the Santa cut aparts to get the look that I wanted on the center section. You're going to need to lay down the cut apart and trim it to where it will fit, and then you will cut it so that the flap, that the top part of the image is on the top of the flap, and then the bottom is on the bottom side. But I didn't like how that looked split on the main section when I lifted up, so that's where I used the second cut apart. If you want to pattern the little spines and the gusset areas of your little mini album, I did not give you the cutting sizes for this because it might vary. I think mine are about 5/16 wide, and then of course the length, same length as the pattern paper. So I just used scraps. I covered the ones on the outside and the ones on the inside. Go ahead and cut strips of paper to create little belly bands. You just put a little bit of glue on each end so that it leaves it free in the middle, and then select different cut parts to trim down. You'll probably have to trim them down to fit, and I did round the corners of mine to slide them under the belly bands and into the pocket inside the album. You can also make some little photo mats out of leftovers of your craft card stock. For the front of my album cover, I took one of the cut parts and cut out the words, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," and fussy cut those out and glue them down onto the cover. And then I applied Nouveau Crystal Glaze over all of them. Here I'm just cleaning up where some of it ran out, so you might have to be careful with that. It works really well. You can clean it out. I then took a dry baby wipe and cleaned it off on the paper where I didn't want it, and then you'll have to let it completely dry. So this is a good thing to do at night just before you go to bed, and so it'll be dry the next morning. While my words were drying, I also fussy cut out the little bone that has the bow wrapped around it, and then glued that right below the Christmas word. And then I brushed some of the clear Wink of Stella to get a little sparkle in there over the bone and the bow, and then topped that with some more of the Nouveau Crystal Glaze. So I let mine dry overnight, and this is what it looks like once it's dry. Looks kind of like enamel stickers. So now I'm ready to finish off the front of this album. I cut out some of the little stamps. I have a kitten with a Santa hat on and a little puppy. So I'm going to glue these to the left side of the flap on the front of the cover. And I do use art glitter glue for all of my embellishments, paper, flowers, metal. It holds really well. You might have to hold it for a few seconds to get it to dry. And here I am gluing a button twine, natural button twine bow, and then a burlap flower that I have cut down to size and scrunched up. So I'm going to put two of those there, a lighter one and a little bit darker one. And then I have these little red flowers that I'm going to glue around. And as you see, I use a clip to hold some of the elements in place while it dries. And I do have this charm piece here on the left that I was going to use, but decided it was just too big for this project. So that completes my little mini 4x4 pet stocking stuffer Christmas album. I hope you've enjoyed it and that you will shop at countrycraftcreations.com. Have a great day. Happy crafting. Bye-bye. Oh, and thanks for watching.